What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the No Cap Space post-game show. Tyler here. Before we get into what was an incredible game between the New York Liberty and the Indiana Fever, where Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu just went absolutely nuclear, I'll tell you about our friends at Home Field. Code NOCAP15, get you a cool hat like this. Look, things are up in the city of Norman. All your favorite college teams. But look, ultimately, the Indiana Fever just handed the New York Liberty their very first loss of this season.
And you thought I wouldn't be here?
You Come on now, you know Shawty wasn't missing this.
You thought I wasn't going to miss this?
Come on now.
32,
You knew Shawty wasn't missing
you
this.
thought I wasn't going to be here?
Come on now. Y'all know better. Y'all know better.
Turn me
Now,
up.
welcome to the No Cap Space post-game
Come
show,
on.
where the Indiana Fever just handed the New York Liberty their very first loss of the 2025 season. You know Shawty wasn't missing this. Caitlin Clark is all the way back. All the way back. I'm talking deep
It was
threes.
never
I'm
a long
talking
shot.
full court
It was
passes.
never a
I'm
long
talking
shot.
technical fouls. The whole experience. It's all here. Shawnee. Let's start off with your daughter, Caitlin. I'm giving you the ISO. Call the ISO. Expose her. Expose them. Do whatever you gotta do because Caitlin Clark is all the way back. I'm clearing out.
Bruh, 25 in the first half.
Come on
So
now.
realistically, if we had kept that pace up and she wasn't exhausted, 50 is coming. That first 40 ball is gonna hit like something unique. But 50 is coming in on not today, not tomorrow, but on that horizon, 50 is coming. That Aaliyah Boston triple double's coming. 50 is coming. Bro, first game of the season when she played 30-point triple double. Then first game back off an injury, 32, 8 and 9, and a block. And a block.
And a block.
She's different. She's comfortable. She's talking. She's locked in. Y'all, she took that leap. If you thought the Olympic break was something, this off-season break, this last break, man, she's on I can't even form sentences right now. She's on a different level. She's on a completely different level. And it's scary. We're seeing college Caitlin come back, and it's scary. It's scary. No, Tyler, take the mic because I'm gonna just keep blathering.
It feels like the I think I got my swagger back. Like that's how it kind of felt when she got those 3 threes in a row. Goodness gracious, those 3 threes in like 36 seconds or whatever it was. I mean, just pulling up from wherever, whenever, start of the shot clock, end of the shot clock, it doesn't matter. And what's crazy?
Stewie had to laugh.
No, that was an incredible moment, honestly. Like seeing Stewie just like, you know how like Stewie is one of the best in the game that has like ever been seen, period. And Stewie's just like, I don't know what else to do. Like I'm just like you just have to laugh at it. And like that's the thing with Caitlin in a lot of ways. And like I was feeling this way about Nafisa in the first game of the day too. Like sometimes you genuinely just have to laugh. Because like, what do you mean? What do you mean that you're pulling up from there? What do you mean that full court pass to AB was still probably my most of like that my favorite play of the entire game, honestly, from her. I mean, the full Caitlin experience, like truly across the board in this game, honestly, from like in both positive and negative ways. But like electric.
We're not talking about negative. We will talk about negative, but we're not talking about negative. I say
so sorry. Go ahead.
No, but like would you say the full experience? We saw the 3-pointers. We see her get into the cup. My favorite was that spin move off the glass. I ain't never ever.
No, she had a floater in the first half too, where I was like, hold on, don't tell me she learned how to actually do a floater when she's out injured.
Because like, look, y'all that are in the Substack chat, we was talking about this last year. I was kind of like, Paige and Caitlin merge would make like a near perfect player because they got stuff in their bags that the other person needs. And then my daughter comes out and does that. Like she saw Natasha Cloud pick her up full court and then hit that little fadeaway. She didn't hit it, but like drew the foul. Like basically was like, no, come on. And I'm like, she's pulling up, step back, mid-range, spin off the glass. Like we're seeing the bag. So now I kind of retracted. I'm back on it. Sorry. Better guard. I'm sorry. There's levels to this.
Yeah.
Man.
She was so good.
3 levels now.
Yeah. And my favorite part about her performance tonight, and I think like a really important part about it, is that she had to leave last night's Pacers game early and to make sure that she was prepared for this. Like just a great decision all around.
She wanted to end them.
All really, like good decision all around from Caitlin and the Fever organization to leave that second half. And whatever happened in the end of that game, but just it worked out. So shout out to them.
Oh no, they only had one MVP out there and one World Euro Cup champion. And oh no.
This is wicked.
Oh no, they were down in MVP.
Stop. This is wicked.
It's too bad.
This is
no,
wicked.
like we'll talk about that in a second because I do think that there were some points left on the table. There were some situations where I think like things were a little more difficult than they needed to be because of that very point, like with JJ and them being out. But like just going back to your point, man, she in a nasty bag. She's back. She's locked in. She's taking this very seriously. That streak, because she almost got him the first game. Like, no, what was that? Game 2, 3? She almost got them.
It was pretty early, yeah.
So yeah, she had a point to prove tonight and did that. Completely negated what honestly was like a master class from Sabrina. Like I ain't seen her like that in a good little minute.
You know how good of a mood you have to be in based on what Caitlin did for you to actually admit that Sabrina had a master class? You realize how
because
good
it doesn't matter
to play?
Because you know what the history books are about to say? Caitlin comes back from injury, drops 32 in a win against the undefeated Liberty. And you know who's writing all of these entries and headlines?
Yeah,
I'm on Wiki right now.
You're in the Wattpad going stupid.
Boy, I'm getting everybody's SEO up. I'm writing everything.
Stop, not the SEO. Stop. Don't use not the market words. Let's talk about some of the other players on the Fever though. Okay. Me and you both survived the Russell Westbrook experience.
By the grace of God, yes.
The Kelsey Mitchell experience might be. I don't. It compares like it's. I didn't think I'd ever like go through like a roller coaster in the same way, but the Kelsey Mitchell experience. I mean, she ends up with 22 points on 21 shots, is a plus 21 in the plus minus, which never tells the full story. But like Kelsey Mitchell, like every time I'm like ready to just like be like genuinely very annoyed at her, she knocks down a 3, and then she gets like 2 more shots. So I'm like, okay, fine, I guess. And then she knocks down a 3. And like it's just like this repeated kind of cycle. But to me, and especially with JJ not in this game, the amount of like for Kelsey Mitchell at 21 shots and AB to have 10, not my personal cup of tea, to be frank. Right. But what were your thoughts on Kelsey and the kind of the shot diet outside of Caitlin today? Obviously, no Dewana Bonner as well for Indiana, just as kind of another player that would be taking some of those shots to a point, but obviously like the big three are the ones taking those shots primarily. But yeah, your thoughts on Kelsey today and kind of the shot diet and the emphasis or lack thereof of kind of getting Aaliyah Boston the ball.
It's not to me. It's not the amount of shots Kelsey takes because she is a volume shooter. It's like the type, and then it's some of them are the misses. Like it doesn't become a bad shot until she misses it. Like there, she gets a steal and blows a layup. On the way down the court, I was like, "You better not blow this," and then she blows it, and I was just like. And I think because I'm so prepared, I cheer for mercurial guards so often that I'm prepared for like the most frustrating thing to happen. So I'm not even really like phased anymore. Because before, like I would have needed a physical, like make sure I'm not having heart palpitations or heart murmurs or anything. Because this is not good for my health, cheering for these players. But like, I'm just kind of like, okay, this is what she does. But like, there's some turnovers that I'm just like, you're too old to be doing this. There's some misses that I'm like, that wasn't a good decision, and you know it. And then it's this weird thing, like on Twitter where somebody's like retweet or with each like I'll make his hat bigger or something like that. Yeah. It's like each drive to the basket, she gets like half an inch shorter. So like I'm looking up and she's like 4'9", and I'm like, what are you doing in there? Like, I promise you, every time she drives to the basket, she looks smaller than the time before. So there was good takes. I didn't really mind them, and then there are some that I'm just kind of like, you knew you weren't gonna get that angle. You knew it. As far as Aaliyah, it's like going back to our commenter's point. No JJ, bro. Like, no, I don't even really care about Sabali.
Like I said, I like Sabali. Like, I actually really like Sabali. She's not stopping Aaliyah Boston.
F Oregon. They're not stopping anything Gamecock related. They ain't stopping it.
It all just forever.
It's up.
Forever and always. Yeah.
Andrew, you did this. You set the tone. Congratulations for this weekend. But yeah, no, like, she can't hang with her. She is not the same. Like, that is a mismatch on the defensive end in favor of Aaliyah Boston. So I'm just like, on those plays where Caitlin's on the bench, let Aaliyah post up and go take her one-on-one. Make them double team her, because Aaliyah is the second best passer.
Yeah.
And then that's what took me so long to get on the StreamYard before, because I was listening to Caitlin's post game, and she's talking about, like, I love playing with Aaliyah. Like, she's so smart and so unselfish and this, that, there. And I'm just like, yes. So, because, like, I'm still watching this game. Like, Aaliyah is her. You cannot tell me she is not her. And I know it sounds like glazing because, like, the stats don't jump off the page. But, like, look at the decisions she's making. Look at how they're now looking for her to handle the ball, to initiate the offense, to set the screens and get the plays going. And that was kind of the issue. Like, she's still doing that when Caitlin's out. And when Caitlin's out, it should be come down, get your position, and force our guards to throw an entry pass. Be competent and throw an entry pass. You shouldn't be setting the screens and, like, up top, at the 3-point line trying to find. No, like, go get your position and eat, because that is where the exploitation would have been able to come with no JJ in. And even with JJ, because she be giving JJ fits. And I love that. That's like a underrated point. I'm sorry, I'm going to pass it back to you in a second.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
Like, in this league, there are a lot of matchups, and I'll probably write something about it one day, about how, like, they might not be the better player, but they are still, like, a horrible matchup for this particular person. Like, Angel is horrible for Fee. She be having her in hell. Kiki Irioffin apparently had Aaliyah Boston in hell for, like, that was just a weirdly bad matchup. Lexi Hole is always a bad matchup for Stewie.
It's Stewie's grill every time.
Oh my gosh, she be had like last season before last, Aaliyah's rookie season.
Yeah, it was both their rookie year.
Yes. She had Stewie had acting undignified, like pouting, throwing tantrums. Like, oh, that joint was funny. So, like, this could be a really good matchup if they find each other in the playoffs, and I'm ready for it. But, like,
I need that.
Going forward, there needs to be more emphasis on Aaliyah Boston and Aaliyah Boston tailored offense. So even if that's not how we start the game off, when Caitlin's on the bench, or even when Caitlin's getting doubled, we can go to something else instead of trying to keep running the same sets for guards without Caitlin and just having it, like plugging Kelsey or plugging Lexi in, because, like, they're good. And, at this point, you can count on them to do some things, but you have Aaliyah Boston. That is a generational big. Like, make no mistake about it. That is a generational big.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I would certainly, like, especially in the non-Caitlin minutes. I thought today was almost accidentally an interesting experiment with the kind of short bursts of Caitlin that we got, as opposed to, like, long periods of Caitlin minutes. And obviously, I don't think that this is going to become the norm where she's only playing 31 minutes by any means. But, I mean, this was some of the most competent non-Caitlin basketball we've seen them play. And a lot of that had to do with Sid Colson, by the way, who must have heard the Ari McDonald noise, because she came in 10 points, right? Yeah, 10 points, 3 or 4 shooting, 2 or 3, 6 assists. That's a hell of a backup point guard game. I
was reading her the message boards.
Even just the 6 assists, like, even not even like the point scored, like that's all you need from Sid, like, is the assist and defense. Now the point scored, you're never going to be mad about it by any means, but, like, that's not even like what you need her there to do. But I thought she was phenomenal today, just in that backup role.
That semi no look pass to a cutting Kelsey Mitchell. Hello, That's what we're asking of you. Just keep it steady, keep it going, and just keep it under control. Like, you were there to be the epitome of a floor general. We ain't asking you to do too much, nothing flashy. Just do your job and make sure that there is no bleeding while you're out there. And she's old enough to handle this task. I would think she's got it. Yeah, but I do think, like, she heard some of that chatter that people were saying, like, hey yo, why we ain't kept home over this one.
And there was plenty of chatter. Look, me included. I was there. That was me. Look, hands up. Look, I was there.
Hey, if I gotta be the wind beneath your wings, you're welcome. Cause show me something. Prove me wrong. Shut me up. Put me in the pack.
And she did today. Like, that is what, if this can become the norm again, I'm not expecting 10 points every game or anything, but I'm more so looking at the fact that you're able to go, you have what, 6 assists? Yeah, 6 assists, no turnovers. That's what I'm looking at. That's like the points are great, obviously, but I'm not even, like, in terms of, like, the long-term, like, role of this, I'm not even looking at that. Give assists, don't turn the ball over, defend. All you got to do in those non-Caitlin minutes.
Natasha Howard needs to be that, but like in taller form, for posts, get rebounds, play defense.
That's Nick Colson stretched out.
Like whatever her role is, that needs to be Natasha Howard. Because like that, she was another one. I'm just like, what are you doing? You're too old for this also as well. And I know
Caitlin Clark had the same reaction. I don't know if you saw that when she was throwing her arms up in the air and everything. It was like the textbook when we hear like the bad body language like talk when it comes to Caitlin. It was textbook that like.
If I got 25 in the first half and you finished the game 1 of 4, yes, I'm clapping my hands. Give me the ball and stop playing with me. I'm sorry, because like we don't do this for men, right? Like Kobe would have had Natasha Howard shipped to the very corners of China for that. Like everybody got on Thomas Bryant for trying to call for the ball when LeBron, even though like that was a good post up. It made sense what he was doing, but everybody clowns Thomas Bryant for it. Everybody understands, we're not giving, as talented as Andrew Bynum was, you don't want Andrew Bynum getting the ball over Kobe, especially if Kobe is calling for it back, because Kobe's not going to try and Kobe's not going to miss twice in a row. So you trust these like high level male players to do that? I'm not tripping off the body language, because at this point I'm kind of like they've built the rapport with each other. It's not like Aaliyah's it's not Aaliyah's rookie season that would have tanked, you could read into all of that because everybody was miserable. Nobody was having fun, nobody was getting along, none of this stuff was good. She's kind of unified them in a different way, so that I'm kind of like, if she's doing what we want Paige to do. Because if we keeping it a buck, Paige needs to start clapping her hands and telling people, get me the ball. I'm the number 1 pick here. Like, stop playing in my face. So I ain't got no problems with the body language, bro. Like, and I don't think it's overblown. I think it's now like, if that's your personal choice, I completely understand why it turns you off from her as a player. But like for me, having watched a lot of high level, great players, it's not that big a deal.
I think that's fair. I'm almost afraid to ask you, but I'm gonna ask.
She sucks. Oh wait, no, ask the question. Sorry.
Well, you if it fit the question I was gonna ask, for you at least, Sabrina had a great game today, getting it done. Like in pretty varied fashion in comparison to what some of her games are. When we see like nuclear games, where normally it's like just kind of popping off from 3. 34 points today. I'm afraid to ask, but I'm going to. Shawnee, your thoughts on Sabrina today?
She had help, because a lot, like some of them fouls was very questionable. Like she's on Lexi Island and Lexi's going straight up and she's still getting bailed out. Like, I don't like that, but she did what she was supposed to do. This one, I will say, typically it's like JJ's dominating, Stewie's, eating. So then Sabrina, there's still enough for Sabrina to have a really good meal. And she had been doing this thing last season where she'll score like 18 points in the first half and then like no points in the second half. And everybody's like, she had such a great game. And it's like, no, she went ghost when they needed her. Like she started riding on coattails. This game, I feel like she was aggressive from start to finish and really like made her presence known. On she tried to force the issue to attacking different she's not that girl, so I don't know why she thought that, but like she was at least trying to like attack different people and exploit matchups. And I guess that little challenge has empowered her to be more and be herself, and it is what it is. So I mean, she had a really good game. It wasn't a whole lot that you could pick apart in this game. It just didn't matter.
Well, honestly, that was some of the most ethical analysis I've heard from you about Sabrina. Like I'm very proud of you, Shawnee. That was genuine. Like there was some good pieces in that.
Hey, winning cures all. When you win,
like that genuinely might have been the most positive thing I've ever heard you say about Sabrina. Like that
don't y'all dare clip this.
Like, so look,
I'll report you for
there's
libel,
plenty of people on Twitter that would love to hear you talk positively about Sabrina. All the people you be arguing with on Twitter.
I will sue for AI.
No, so I'm not AI. So here's part of what is interesting to me now, specifically because of this result and the way that it happened. I actually feel like the New York Liberty have, like, in terms of excitement, like we're kind of looking way down the road here, but like in terms of like playoff excitement and everything, I think the Liberty series, like however they match up with people, I really hope we get this series in what is likely to be the second round. Like, but that going into a Minnesota series with New York, cinema. Because now here's where you're at. Because initially it kind of felt like, and I think Andrew had wrote about this in 5 Out, nocastbasewbb.com for all of our print and podcast content. Hello, link in the description. But the idea that the storyline this year is not Angel versus Caitlyn. It's not that. It's the idea of kind of the Fever / Caitlyn as the underdogs to the Liberty after that first game. And now I think that this win actually serves that very well as a storyline. Because yes, now the Fever are the team that handed you your first loss. All the records you were going for and everything, but it has the asterisk, if you will. Like if you're looking from a very like overhead, you don't have John Quill, you don't have Leonie Phoebus. So I'm just saying, from a storyline perspective, I actually think that this is setting up so incredibly well for what could be a very, very fun postseason if we get the Liberty and Fever in the round before, a potential Liberty and Minnesota finals. Like, because I think Liberty and Minnesota, as soon as they match up in the playoffs, I don't think that's a real rivalry, but I think we'll pick up right where we left off in terms of playoff basketball because of the way that series ended. I really think that we might have some like genuine, very, very good basketball like storylines and rivalries that are building, and a lot of them are centered around the New York Liberty right now. But like, where are you? Like, is there any type of storyline that you're interested between these two teams in after these first two matchups?
I would like to shout out Dawn Staley, because when she was asked on the CBS broadcast who is a good matchup for the Liberty, she said the Fever. Like, she's been pretty consistent, in terms of like evaluating that type of talent when it comes to like Caitlin Clark and all of this. Like, she's pretty 10 toes down about it.
I would say that
like,
she knows what she's talking about. Yes,
and it's
I
been
think that's
pretty
a fair
consistent.
assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she called it, and I agree, because again, like, it was like a 2-point game. The first time they matched up, that was the second, third game of the season. Like, both teams are only going to get better. And then, like I said, I don't feel like the Fever played to their potential today, and they still bust 100 on them. So I think, like, imagine if you're going through Aaliyah Boston to start the second half after they start doubling Caitlyn, and then that frees her up in the fourth quarter, and she can go for 40.
Yeah.
it could get really spooky really fast, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm seeing points left on the table while still seeing them do things that they weren't capable of doing last year in terms of finishing. Because like they did have that stretch where it's just like, okay, old fever back. Like, let's just do the complete opposite of the things that were working, and let's go.
There was a couple of those like segments of this game. Like, this was one of the most like game of runs basketball games I feel like I've ever seen, where it's like, and it's like long standing runs. So I'm not talking like, 6-0 quick hit. It's like 12-0, and then the other team comes back and it's 15-2, and then like it's just back and forth in that type of way. But yeah,
with what? Okay.
I saw what?
The Fever won.
Yeah,
the Fever won, and then the coat with.
I'll also say this, like, just as I'm kind of thinking more of kind of a grander view of the league right now based on the results of today. Napheesa Collier is so damn good at basketball, and I think is going to be the MVP. However, Caitlin might be the only player in this season that has a chance to give her a run for her money. Because if Caitlin keeps doing these type of things, while also the idea, I think her case becomes, well, y'all saw what they looked like without me. It didn't look great.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a long shot because, I mean, Napheesa, I just pulled up her stat line today. 32 points, 13 of 16, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and was outscoring the Sparks for like the majority of the first half on her own. Again, I mean, Fee is on another world right now, frankly. But if there's going to be a storyline that can kind of match Fee's like actual stats, because that is part of the MVP race, always is the storyline. It just inevitably is, whether you agree or not. Caitlin might have the only one. Like, Asia, like, I don't think the Aces are going to be good enough. Like, where, like, I'm saying this, if assuming that the Fever, like, start rattling off wins and go get back to where we kind of assumed that they would be in terms of win-loss record. I don't think the Aces are going to be good enough in terms of wins. Like, Alicia Gray has been really, really good, but like, I don't think that she's going to like have like just the pure statistical aspect that Fee.
I don't think she's going to have the narrative though. She's not getting any of the media press that anybody else is in terms of like, pushing for MVP. I think it was 4 letters. They said like she's, heavily in contention for most improved, and it's like she's 30. She is too old.
Alicia?
Yes. I think I saw, like, I'm like, she's too old.
She's like an all-star and everything before. Oh, brother.
She's a former rookie of the year, but like, and that's what I'm saying. But it's just like, they're trying to, it's certain players that you see it and they're like, you have MVP expectations. It's okay to surpass those expectations and now put yourself in the conversation. Right. So let's let her be in the conversation and don't do anything stupid talking about most improved or most. No,
yeah, I hate that.
A grown woman.
Yeah.
Put her with the big dogs and like let's move. So I think that's what's stopping Leash. I think she should be in it. I think that would be the bigger the only thing stopping her with that would be if Smesko wins Coach of the Year, and then you have like all of that talent around her. So they're probably going to like do something stupid and like she's the anchor of it. She's the best and most
I don't think that she's
right
gonna end up getting any love for it.
Yeah, so it's a couple things that I could see working against her from a narrative perspective, but Fee's different.
Different. like all of this is a very large hypothetical, but the realistic aspect here is that I don't think anyone's catching what Fee is doing right now, mixed with how good the Lynx are as a team and everything as well. Fee's ridiculous. Like she's playing in a different world than anyone else.
She's playing with second rounders and podcasters.
Not Twitch streamers.
She's playing with Twitch streamers and taking them to the front. Hey, like
no, it's actually insane. I will say though, one thing that I do find incredibly interesting, and this is a comment here that stemmed it. The Fever and Lynx only playing each other 3 times, only in the last 2 weeks of the season. I don't know. I think we talked about it on Ball Up Top with like the Liberty and the Lynx.
Yes, because they don't play until August.
Yeah, so it's their first game is July 30th, and then and then so at versus New York. So this is Minnesota's schedule. So they play July 30th versus New York. Then they play August 10th, August 16th, August 19th. 3 games in a row against New York. Then they play at Atlanta, and then they play Indiana 2 games in a row. And then they play Indiana the second to last game of the season. So in terms of like thinking about one, projecting playoff matchups in that and like in that nature, and also two, like the MVP idea, like if there's any chance at all that anyone catches Fee, a lot of that might have to do with the head-to-head matchups. So like if we're looking at the potential, like just the hypothetical of like if Caitlyn can try and make a case for that at all, the head-to-head matchups are probably going to play a pretty damn big part of that. And also there will be recency bias with that because of how late in the season every single game is. So
that's probably why they did it then.
Like it's just in this hypothetical, like let's say like either team sweeps the other, like just like wins all the games, which I don't think would happen against New York or Indiana for Minnesota. Like I just think that those are like they're just gonna go back and forth in those games. But just in general, we're kind of stuck in a couple like in just for different parts in terms of dialogue and how we can project ahead. Like there's not much of a basis to go off of. Like where let's say like we saw, you know, Minnesota, New York play in the 3rd game of this season on national TV, and then we see them right after All-Star break, and then maybe we get like 2 games close together at the end of the season. Like we don't have those benchmark moments over the course of this season. Like when did I ever say the Fever gonna get blown out? What? That's literally not what I said. Anywho, yeah, the scheduling it puts us in a weird place, but regardless, to kind of circle back into this game, like, not you, the guy in the chat. Okay, I'm about to say, damn, damn. Oh, I didn't say that. But no, I mean, what Caitlyn is able to do. I mean, always the conversation. I think when it comes like to the negatives of Caitlyn is the turnover. 7 turnovers again today. Like you never want that, but the good is so damn good and so electric as well that like I don't think I realized she had that many turnovers, to be honest.
I was consciously aware of like 4 of them.
That's more closer to where I was at. Like 7, I was like 7. I was like, damn, I didn't think she did that much. Like I knew she turned the ball over, but like I didn't think it's all good. Yeah, no, 7 caught me off guard seeing that in the box score. And again, maybe that's just because I'm so blinded by
take 2 away. Yeah.
Like,
5.
maybe I was just so blinded by like how insane the good moments were that like the turnovers I just didn't stick in my brain. But like I did not think 7. But
there was a couple where she went back to rookie Caitlyn and she's trying to force it to Aaliyah Boston. I was like, open your eyes and look at this spacing and stop playing. So because like if she's standing 2 feet next to you, why would you bounce past it while she's being double teamed and doesn't have the room to cut? Stop. So it was a couple like that where I'm like, I expect better from you. And yeah, so you gotta clean those. Those are the turnovers that to me bother me. Because what are you doing? But you know, if we moving and we flying and we got them on their heels, like let that thing fly.
Yeah. No,
and to your point about MVP scheduling, like that's gonna piss me off because it's like I don't like these tough stretches because now fatigue sets in. So you don't want a team limping into the playoffs because they had their gauntlet at the end of the season versus like kind of spacing these matchups up so we can see what did you look like at the beginning? What did you look like at the, midpoint? What did you look like now? And see that progression. Because even like with the Aces and Liberty, when we played like 22 times one of our championship years, it was still like we're playing in the Commissioner's Cup. We're playing, it
was damn near like quarterly, like once a month over the course of like the season. It felt like they played all the time, but like not like in comparison to this, it was way more spaced out.
Yeah, so you can track that progress, and then like one head to head, like it all it takes is just like a bad game, and now everything is just cooked. Or a bad stretch, or whatever the case may be, because all teams have that fatigue when they hit those large stretches and those gauntlets. So it's like I'm not really looking forward to it unless it negatively impacts the Liberty. Then it's no excuses. You're the champ. Like get it done, losers.
Great. Crazy work. But no, I am genuinely interested in in kind of monitoring Minnesota like once we get into the playoffs, because again, like this is like their final month of the season is just wicked. So that's something I'm genuinely very interested in seeing, and it might not rear its head at all. It could do a ton. I don't know. I'm intrigued by it, but I think to round this one off, me personally, number one, I'm so happy Caitlin Clark's back. This is so much fun. Like it's like it's so good. It just is. Like this is real quality entertainment cinema. I think from a New York perspective, like I'm not.
They're in trouble.
I'm not worried about them.
I don't know. I would sound the alarm because you lose by 20 and like Caitlin's return from injury on the road. Like
no, you're missing John Bonner. You're missing
DeWanna Bonner.
You ran into a 3-point buzzsaw, 17-35.
Okay, but y'all didn't stop that. You were supposed to have the Caitlin stopper. When Natasha Cloud got that block on the final play in their first meeting, everybody was all, yeah, seatbelt. yeah. What happened to that? Now, she's in foul trouble. Why is that? Huh? Who put her in that foul trouble? Okay, then. Everybody, just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think, when do these teams play next? Okay, so they have a back-to-back rights before and after the All-Star break. Yeah, I think. Yes. So they play right before the All-Star break. We have All-Star break, and then they play again right after. And then they don't play again for the rest of the season. So like we got a little bit of time. Because I mean these games have been these Liberty Fever matches are probably my favorite games of the entire season. So I'm excited. I'm excited for more. But Shawnee,
yeah, I'm gonna pass that Liberty pack. I'm high off that, big dog.
And on that note, Shawnee, do you have any closing remarks here?
I said what I said.
That's what I figured. I didn't think you left much on the table. Not. But thank y'all for tapping in here for the No Cap Space post game show. It's been a minute. It feels good to be back on live and everything. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share all that. NoCapSpaceWBB.com for all of your print and podcast No Cap Space content. We've been firing off our paid subscribers. Have been getting a ton of content recently. So make sure you're tapped in over there. Rashard just dropped his first college mock draft for next season. Producer Shardy's already on it. We got content all over. So make sure you're tapped in on the website and here on the YouTube. Stay tapped in with us on the socials as well. And of course, No Cap 15 for the No Cap collection down below in the description as well from our friends at Home Field. Until next time, we'll see you soon.